All right, so we've gone over fixing your single legs. Now we're going to go over fixing your high crotch. A lot of people, when they shoot a high crotch, either one of two things happens. Either they get into the leg and then they get stuffed and their arms just get cranked over their head like this, or they kind of miss the leg or their shoulder gets pulled out and then they get spun behind. Now, we don't want either of those two. So as we're learning this footwork for the high crotch, keep in mind two things. Number one, your penetration step needs to be deep. The depth on your initial lead leg penetration here is what's going to help your high crotch be super, super effective. Number two, your hand placement is critical. And when I say that, what I mean is this. So if I'm shooting my high crotch, I'm here, and my hand placement is this way on the leg, what's going to happen? They're going to pull their leg back. I'm going to lose the whole thing. It is really hard for me to pull things in like this, right? This is all just scapular movement. Now, let's say I go up the crotch here, right? Now they try to sprawl away. Why is this stronger? One, I'm using my bicep. Everything's curled in here. I've got my lat activated, got everything going. Now, number two, I've got the hips too. So they can sprawl their legs back all they want. It doesn't matter. I've got the hips. In wrestling, it's about controlling the hips, not necessarily always about controlling the feet. So I can either come here, right up the butt crack, or I can come this way at like a 45-degree angle over this part of the butt. Now, doing it this way, they could sprawl on you because your arm's at an angle, so they could go that way, and then you feel the pressure leave this way, which is why it's important to step up and punch your outside arm through. Now, going back to stepping deep, getting that depth on that initial penetration here. I need to T-step, whether I'm doing an elbow pass, whether I'm doing a wrist roll, whether I'm doing a post, whatever it is. I need to T-step my feet here, right? T-step, making perpendicular angle with my feet. That way, this lead leg can step farther. Think about it. My lead leg can only step as far as my back foot is planted. If my back foot's planted way back here, my lead leg's not going to go very far. So the more I step up my back leg, the more my front leg can travel. That's what I want for my high crotch. Now, we talked about this in the single leg video. We want to keep our chest above our hips. We don't want to be getting out extended here in a high crotch. We need to keep everything in line. So think of it more as like a walking lunge and less of like your generic penetration step. So I'm here, I go to take my shot, I T-step, here, drive in. Now you'll notice that my knee is still up off the ground. A lot of people, when they shoot this high C, they'll immediately drop here. Now, my depth is very restricted because my knee is already on the mat. I can then knee slide and come inside, but what's going to even be more efficient, more effective, is I come here and then go knee over toe and continue to get depth. So here, here. Now I'm stepped up. Notice how I stepped super deep with my back leg here. I'm getting ready to punch with this outside arm. A high crotch is not necessarily done with your lead leg hand. You need to switch hands so you can free up your shooting hand to go double across here. So I'm here in my high crotch. I T-step, big lunge, penetrate over my toe, backhand punches here, turn my hips. This hand is now free to go double across, step up and finish it.